All right, so we have another game right here. I'm going to give it a second to render in. There, HD. Chronicles Medieval. And supposedly Tom Hardy in the title of this was narrating it. You got Tom for this one. I am a sucker for medieval games. The Chivalries, Kingdom Come Deliverances. Love them. Love, 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 love. Love me a good medieval game. Let's see how it is.
Thou shalt not kill.
So,
Not.
rendered in Unreal Engine 5 using in-game assets, representation of game quality, a representative. Okay, that's interesting. So I am going to be adding stuff to this reaction. So if you're used to people just face camming and, I don't know, exaggerating their expressions, you're not going to get that here. I'm a gamer. I care about the game. I don't care about the content that comes from it. I just have fun, man.
Kill. So the priests tell us. So the Lord commands.
I hope this is
Ambitious
a
men
RPG.
do not listen. I sought no war,
Oh,
but war found me.
okay. I'm going to be real honest. Like, if this is in-game footage of you just, goes from you as a peasant to right in the battle, like, this would feel fucking awesome. Like, the ultimate man's game right here. You know what I mean? Just walking with all the lads, banners and all, huge banner call, and you're just ready for it. Like, this looks cool. It looks real cool. I like it.
But war found me.
Catapults.
I became like them. I took up the sword. Prayed I could win redemption through my deed.
Okay. I know it went to super speed there for a second. This might be a controversial opinion, all right? I've played a ton of medieval RTSs. I really don't want this one to be an RTS, you know? Like, Kingdom Come Deliverance had some good battles in it, but nothing like that open Bannerlord style. I hope that this isn't as much as an RTS, but more of like a RPG Bannerlord with amazing graphics and kind of great moments like the dude walking. Like, come on now. Where was I at? That was actually a good click right there.
Sword. Prayed I could win redemption through my deeds.
Honestly, I'm pausing a ton. If they didn't say that this was Tom Hardy, I wouldn't have guessed it. I can hear it now. Now that it said Tom Hardy in the title. Oh, look at that.
But some paths, once taken,
Look at the
have only
horse.
one ending. I shall find no peace. On this road, there is only death.
Forge your destiny. Oh.
But that's just
Oh my god, it
story.
is like a Bannerlord. With great graphics.
Go write
Yes!
your own.
Oh, I'm nerding out. What is this one called? Chronicles Medieval. We're going to the Steam page. Give me a second. Alright, hang on. I'm swapping screens. Give me a minute. Chronicles Medieval. We're opening up the Steam page. Coming soon to early access. Hang on, let's see if they have additional content on here. So early access action strategy sandbox RPG. Yes! I'm sorry if people want more RTSs with medieval themes. I've played so many of them. I want like that Bannerlord experience, but just a game company that focuses fully on the combat side. The RTS, kind of build your kingdom up setting in Bannerlord is fun, but I just want that, that dopamine from the battles.
Thou shalt.
So this is what we watched. Okay, we already watched that. Let's see. We just have some images here. Nice little shield wall. And you know what I see about this? Like, look at the weapons. Like, this is like a ragtag group of peasants that were just drafted out there. Like, the weapons are not even... they're, like, bent and... Like, if it's taking that gritty realism of, like, these battles, this game's gonna be fucking awesome. Kind of patrolling through town. Kind of like a nice little war map. It's a great photo right here. Scenery. And then some sword play. Okay. I got a guy with a shield. And this guy right here. So if you ever watch any of my content, I play a lot of Chivalry. A lot of Bannerlord. And then I also play a lot of Half Sword. Really enjoy those games. I'm putting this on the wish list. Definitely. Similar to Bannerlord in The Witcher. So yeah, Bannerlord 200 hours and The Witcher 93. Yikes. Okay, about section. Chronicles Medieval throws you into a sprawling dynamic sandbox in a brutal and beautiful European medieval world. Begin at the bottom, armed with nothing but grit and will. Fucking awesome. That wasn't text, that's me right there. Earn your name in skirmishes, field battles, and sieges, and step towards more power. Yes. Oh my god. Oh, this looks so good. Planned release 2026. I have to wait till next year. Fuck. If y'all know the makers of this game, hit them up. Get your boy in some early access. I promise I won't leak anything. Alright, breathing realm with every decision echoes throughout history, and every sword swing could change your fate. Write your story, forge your destiny, immersive medieval sandbox, large-scale battles, recruit, train, and lead troops into epic battles, command historical units like the sharp-eyed English longbowmen or the devastating French cavalry, issue orders and fight alongside friends in custom battles, adapt, react, execute. They already have the recommended and minimums. So 16 gig RAM, GTX 1060. Okay, if y'all care about this, the Steam page is up for Chronicles Medieval. It's on my wish list. I am very excited for something like this. Oh, what is this? Interview with the devs. How long is this? 7 minutes? I'm just going to briefly watch this. We're going to click through. We saw that. We saw all those. What do they have to say?
History books are cool, but what if you could live it? Not just following a script, actually forge your own medieval chronicle. At Raw Power Games, we're not just
Alright, this is going to be a long video. We're watching this.
making another medieval sandbox. We're creating something deeper, something unpredictable, and most importantly, yours. In this video, we'll give you a closer look into what we're cooking. From systems to swords, castles
Alright, for anyone who's saying like, oh, the
swords.
left looks really bad, that's just pre-rendered. That's pre-rendered stuff. Now, that's not how the game hopefully looks. Yeah, that's cut down. You know, they cut down the assets so that it can render quicker and you can operate without, you know, your computer looking like a stop motion movie.
Swords, castles to communities. This is Chronicles Medieval.
Okay.
When I think about the tone of the game, of course we wanted to highlight brutal and rough nature of medieval life and warfare, but we also wanted to not shy away from the visual variety involved in the world. So a variety of colors and styles, quite a vivid world that these people inhabited. Modern media tends to kind of fixate a lot on the dull and grey kind of aspects, but I think medieval life was actually quite colorful.
I like that. I really do like that. Taking it in a different direction. I want the grittiness of these battles and the diversity in the scenery. Great. Perfect. Let me see. What I really want to know is when it comes to like troops, like you saw earlier, I was talking about how the ragtag troops, like it'd be really cool to kind of pair up those troops with like knights and, you know, actually having an in-depth system that's, you know, kind of, I don't want to say like a perfected version of Bannerlord. These will probably each have their place. But when it comes to, you know, showing that gritty, single-player-esque experience like this,
we would like to
this is hopeful.
Create a world that can spark curiosity. So we decided to add enigmatic layers on the settlement, which hopefully can intrigue the players and motivate them to explore the whole world. Chronicle Medieval is kind of like my dream project. I feel super lucky to be able to work with a team.
I like that. You know, people passionate coming by, creating a game like this. What is the developer? Raw Power. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if y'all know this company. I have no idea, but what I know is that if this is a small development studio, these development studios that are really passionate about projects, Jesus, these studios tend to put out some of the better games. And, you know, I'm really excited. I mean, you look at Warhorse, you know, smaller studio, boom, put out that masterpiece. Gosh, I'm going to play that again. But, and like I said, I don't know if this is a small group,
Who is so
but
talented
it's really nice seeing this.
and experienced, and also love medieval history and games like me. I am sure that when the game is finally finished, I myself will spend hundreds of hours playing that.
Love
A
to
great
hear
deal
it.
of research went into Chronicles Medieval, and I really think what put together the believability of the history was all of the kind of little nuances of characters. So how armor
Concept
is
art?
forged, how it's put together. For clothing and fashion, it would be how things are hemmed and kind of seam patterns, and or the concept team put a lot of research into fashion
Ooh.
and how that evolved over
Intricate
the time
details.
period we're focusing on. One of the most exciting parts was kind of seeing our characters come to life so that then they can start killing each other.
I love that response. Just seeing them come to life so they could just go and try to kill each other. That's so true. I am a fashion person when it comes to my in-game characters. Like, I will spend hours creating it. You know, there's the whole meme where you spend 3 hours making your character's face just to throw a helmet on it because it looks cool. like that's me, man.
Authentic is challenging, but we have sources, and when we understand the concepts behind all the historical martial arts, then we can have at least a really nice and historical accurate visuality.
That's pretty cool. Bringing in actual experts. I keep saying this, but KDC did that as well. And I'm wondering if these individuals worked with like HEMA. So HEMA's like art of fighting with swords, kind of like fencing, but kind of technical, and they use various weapons instead of the, I mean, what do you call those? The fencing swords? Like the giant single prong marshmallow poker?
Imagination has been my best friend as a combat designer. But
Senior
here,
combat
that's
designer?
not the case. We have to think about, is it believable? And if it's a yes, we have a solid answer. If it's a no, another round of iterations. Realism doesn't mean it's not
Yes.
fun. While realism is really important for a game, we're not making a simulator. For
Yes.
sure. That means that we do get the freedom to design, let's say, artificial systems to make them even better. We heavily rely on Bjorn's mocapping to add realism.
And everything is nice and enjoyable for the player, also plausible enough for all the historians.
What we're
Yes.
aiming for is to make you feel the brutality, the urgency, and the weight of your decisions. It's a game about killing someone, right? Any combat situation, whether you are in a battlefield or in a duel, you're trying to kill someone or disable someone right now. So we want you to remember that you are not a hero here. You don't have magical abilities that can slaughter multiple people and
Yes.
just change the tide of battle. You are a human being. You are fighting against another human being who's trying to kill you, and you are trying to survive and kill the opponent or multiple opponents around you. So it all boils down
Whoa,
to
what
making
was that?
opponent or multiple opponents around you.
God, that happened so freaking quick. He just like swung it around, swung the pole arm around, and got all three of them. Freaking
Or
triple
multiple
kill.
opponents around you.
Triple
So
kill.
it all boils down to making the right choices in a short amount of time.
But I do agree. You know, you can either go super realistic and kind of lose, you know, some of that fun aspect. And I feel like if you play in the middle ground where you use realism and then kind of enhance it, it appeases more people. If you go super realistic, obviously there are games like War of Rights, and I'm not saying that's super duper realistic, but they try to focus on that realism. And War of Rights is like a Civil War musket game where people line up and shoot. And that game's not going to be for everyone, but trying to tailor it in that sweet spot, I like it.
Every single choice you make could either
It's a
reward
big-ass
you or
sword.
punish you.
Do you have the right armor with you, the right weapons? So all the decisions you make, the preparation, and also within the battle. When you're on a duel, also everything counts. Every single attack, every single block will keep you alive or will kill you.
Chapter, your choice is your journey. So maybe we're going to see a little butterfly effect. Yeah? Might have some fun replayable value. I'm going to be honest. With the choices and everything. It's a smart move.
If you were to ask me what I like the most about being an engineer working on
AI
Chronicles Medieval,
programmer.
it would be that we very early on made a decision to make all the systems that make up the gameplay and the decision-making systems be part of one whole framework.
Okay.
Today that allows us to be very reasonable about how we approach performance issues, but also
The
how we
T-pose.
approach gameplay interconnectivity. Because the gameplay interconnectivity is really what drives the game and makes it very dynamic for players when they play it.
Chronicles Medieval is a hugely ambitious game. There's a lot of stuff that the player can interact with. Big character gallery of NPCs make meaningful decisions. Our battles are truly grand. So we put the battles into 3 layers. Combat layer.
Hang on, I'm going to go back and look at that. So command chain, early exploration and how the command chain in-game during battle works from the player's perspective and how the player can control different units on the battlefield. Different levels of involvement will be allowed, giving the player a chance to choose if they want to strategize or just engage in battle. So the game also mentioned, you start low and you work your way up. So you're probably going to start as these guys on the bottom, like the unit, and work your way up to maybe assistant commander or a back unit if you want to. It'd be interesting if you could specialize. You want to go sword, bow, be kind of cool. So this isn't proven, but that's kind of my idea. You're going to start with these guys, a few battles, press some people, assistant commander, lead your guys, do good, and then you're the commander. You're building the freaking castle. Yeah, so here's the thing. When it comes to large-scale battles, with a lot of NPCs, it really needs to... The NPCs need to be really well done, They can't be super buggy. We need the revolutionary, NPC controls. I'm excited. If this plays well, and obviously there probably will be some bugs, and with a game studio like this, they're passionate, so they're going to work through a lot of things. At least I hope. I don't know.
Combat
I'm just
layer,
imagining
fighting
this
one-on-one. Captain layer, where you command units in your immediate vicinity. Kind of the Braveheart fantasy that we're trying to get to here.
No.
And then we have the tactical layer. We call it the general's layer, something that the player will engage with during the pre-battle planning phase. In Chronicles, we really want the player to be able to express himself.
So this looks in-game. Gameplay footage captured on a PC, it says on the bottom left. So I'm going to back this up. We're going to look at this and, just know, gameplay footage.
In Chronicles, we really want the player to be able to express himself and do whatever they feel like.
If
That
you
looks
want
good.
to be someone, if you want to chase something, you could. And we want to, as developers, give you the opportunity to do so.
Freedom
so
of
after
choice.
You create the character that you
I
want
like
to play
it.
as, you're being welcomed into an exploration map that covers a big part of medieval Europe, where you are welcome to freely roam and do essentially what you want. You can go and visit settlements. You can go and visit castles. You can attack caravans. You can chase bandits. You can perform quests. You can also hire
Ooh.
companions and have some adventures with them. You can participate.
A lot going on. There's a lot of facets. Like having just that realistic battle simulator and having it well done. Like there's a lot of work put behind this. Like if they can successfully deliver on everything he just said, like just listen, if all of these hit, this game's going to be great.
And have some adventures with them. You can perform quests. You can attack caravans. You can chase bandits. You can perform quests. You can also hire companions and have some adventures with them. You can participate in small or big battles. We take you from the top-down view of exploration map and throw you into TPP, where you can feel and see your character and actually be a participant of all the events that are there.
Okay, so that top down, and then in this, kind of how Bannerlord does it.
So it also feels more immersive, and you can see and experience
Graphics
the
look
amazing
good.
world that our artists also built. The
Yeah.
part of you being there is an important pillar of what we try to achieve.
Less management, more immersion.
There
Less
are
management, more immersion.
multiple different systems that allow players to shape their journey and to also shape the world around them. We also have the entire economy that basically runs underneath the hood and drives all of the
Okay.
economic and trade situation in the world that you as a player can also influence. We are really trying to experiment with these systems to create more of a dynamic and
That's such a cool
real
transition.
world.
I have to pause, but that transition, like going from like, oh my gosh, I know I'm stopping it too much. Like this
Experiment
transition,
with these systems
mwah,
to create
perfect.
more of a dynamic
Woo.
and real world.
Chronicles Medieval is a game full of opportunities, and we can't wait to see what you'll do with it. History has already been written, but this time you're holding the pen. Wishlist Chronicles Medieval now on Steam, sign up for our newsletter, and come join our community.
Here's something not a lot of people notice. This completely irrelevant to the game. This studio looks fucking awesome. Like that wood, the wood to the, I don't even know, with the archways. Like this very feng shui relaxing area. Sorry, I get sidetracked, you know, but you know, if he's not there, like look at the background.
Because trust me, we're
Looks
just
good.
getting started.
Wishlist early access 2026. Chronicles.net, Raw Power Games. This is going on the wish list. Did I already do it? Yes, I did. So I'm interested. Yeah, I did go through the requirements. Doesn't look super extensive. Storage, 40 gigs available space. That's pretty good. You know, that's if they're able to keep it to that, that's really good. I mean, when you have games like what the Call of Duties are like, what, 150, 200 gigs? Like 40 gigs? I like it. But yeah, so this was Chronicles Medieval. This one came out of nowhere for me. And I love medieval games. I always stay very observant for these. Definitely looks really, really good. This Games Fest this year, I have been really looking forward to some new games, and this makes me happy seeing something like this. Thank you so much. We're going to go over some other games. Hopefully I can find other ones that I'm interested in.